Love, experienced through fiction. It's okay, you see the title of this video and you would immediately tell me how sad I am. Why experience love through fiction when there's a whole world of busty beautiful babes? Well, I'll tell you why, Chad. I'll specifically tell you why in the TV miniseries Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Love experienced from the viewer through the fictional characters like a drug. It has less consequences for the ego than real love does. If the character we experience love through is rejected, sure, it may hurt us a bit, but it is the character rejected, not us. Think of the many people who create entire thirsty fan bases on fictional characters.
Chrissy, wake up!
No. This character's pros and cons are laid out for you on a silver platter. No risk are involved because you feel as though you already know them. It is often shown throughout fiction that the best way to get a character to break their morals is to offer them unrelenting power. But I'd argue it's to offer them risk-free love. And this is exactly what fictional stories allow us to do. Who else fell in love with Lucy from this anime? I see, all hands are raised. Hey John, why isn't your hand raised?
Well, because Rebecca!
We get it. But let's focus on my honey boo boo bear, Lucy. Moving on. Lucy was a beautiful, complex character, and I doubt I'm alone in the idea of identifying with David. It's no mistake that the main character is always down on his luck, going through crap constantly. The writers know they're writing for us. We are David, and we are given the chance to experience love through a tragic character, whom a lot of us admittedly identify with. Fiction allows us to experience a fraction of love without the consequences of real-life rejection and real-life letdowns. I can't be the only one who on lonely nights has watched movies or TV shows, dealing in love, and I felt elated during the viewing, and immediately after longing for a connection like that in real life. And of course, we are not idiots. We know love is out there waiting for us to partake in its game, but we are faced with the question, are we willing to risk the most soft, vulnerable parts of ourselves for love when we can experience that love in fractions through a TV show or a movie or a book with zero risk? And I'm not here to answer that question for you. Love can be a dangerous thing. For me to tell you to partake in its game is for me to tell you to storm the beaches of Normandy. Maybe you're the guy who gets by with little to no scratches and you're in a cafe in Paris in the next couple of days. Or you're the guy whose body parts are splattered across the battlefield. The connection between David and Lucy is a euphoric experience for the viewer. This tragic character we identify with is able to get a beautiful, interesting, kind-hearted character in an environment of a capitalist dystopia where everything feels so fake. This could be the same story set in the 1950s and it wouldn't have that much of an impact. It's due to the fact that the story takes place in an environment where coming across a genuine friend group is rare. I mean, it's literally shown through the character Kiwi, who decided to betray the entire friend group for her own benefit. She's too tainted by Night City. The love that is experienced through David on his journey is so immense because we feel that way today. Our society is not too far off from that of the cyberpunk universe. We feel as though everything is so plastic, so fake, that we long for the same connection that David experiences throughout Edgerunners. I'd argue this story hit much harder with lonely men in our society today. Here we have a man who is wronged by society in so many ways, but keeps a pure heart and a dedication to loyalty. He will get Lucy to that moon in any way possible. This story is a classic example of men wanting to feel important and needed. David is willing to sacrifice himself for the only beautiful, pure thing in such a filthy world. Ultimately, the story hits so hard because Cyberpunk, as well as the show Edgerunners, knows the viewer, and takes us into a fantasy of being useful to someone, of wanting to protect purity in such a fake society, of truly loving and connecting with someone in a world where connections are undervalued and undersupplied. Or maybe I should just lighten up.